Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Nerds Entertain podcast. And today, if you paid close attention to my previous podcast, we'll be talking about Batman versus Superman. Yep, that's right. The movie I trashed on a little bit yesterday is going to be the topic for today. And to get right into my review of it, we all know what Batman vs. Superman is. Batman fights Superman, then there's Doomsday. They kill Doomsday. Superman dies at the end of the movie. Now, with that wrapped up, let's get to the review. Alright. I just finished watching Batman vs. Superman again for like the fourth time. I'm going to be doing the director's cut version of it. So if anyone's wondering which version I'm reviewing, it's going to be that one. And before I start saying all the good things about the movie and saying how the movie's probably better than what you remember, let me get all the negatives out of the way, because there are a lot of negatives about this movie, and you're probably not going to be surprised, or will be surprised about the negatives I do talk about. So, let's get the first big one out of the way, and I know everyone makes fun of it. It's on every channel ever. Martha. I know what Zack Snyder was going for with the whole Martha name. It's supposed to show that Batfleck, or I'm just going to say Ben Affleck, his Batman he is messed up. He is traumatized beyond belief. He's just as crazy as any of the villains that he fights. So when Superman says Martha, he loses it, doesn't kill Superman, and that's where one of the biggest problems you could see in the movie. Yes, it is really, really dumb, because everyone knows that it's just a really dumb solution for a fight to end. We know there had to be a way for Batman not to kill Superman, because they wouldn't be able to fight Doomsday. So that was the reason Zack Snyder gave us, and everyone harped on it, so I'm not going to really touch on that again. Only the beginning credits. So we have Thomas Wayne, played by the Negan actor from Walking Dead. And I want to talk about him for a tiny bit, because not only do I like that actor, but with the downfall of Warner Brothers not wanting to make more Zack Snyder Batman, Superman movies, or they're just dropping him from DC in general, or at least for a little bit, we will never get to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne Batman. Because Zack Snyder and Jeffrey Dean Morgan has come out to say that if they were going to make a Flashpoint movie, like a real Flashpoint movie, he would have been Thomas Wayne Batman. And there is no other reason that I think Zack Snyder hired that actor if it wasn't to play that Batman. If you guys don't know who Jeffrey Dean Morgan is, not only did he play Negan on The Walking Dead, but what I feel like really sold this actor as Thomas Wayne Batman is he played the comedian in the Zack Snyder Watchmen. So you can connect the dots there on why he chose him to play that part. It was so we could get him as that Batman. And I'm just really upset and sad that we'll never get to see that Batman again. Or ever. Not even again. he will just live in fanfics and drawings and pictures forever. Now that that's out of the way, we could talk about some of the other issues that plague Batman vs. Superman. Of course, with the main two storylines being Batman being really, really dark, and Superman also being really, really dark. We have a Superman that lost hope. And like I said in the previous episode, that is Superman's whole shebang. He's the symbol of hope. They make fun of it in not only Batman vs. Superman, but in Man of Steel, when they say, what does that symbol on your chest stand for? And he says, on my world, it stands for hope. And even though that's really, really cliche and on the nose, that's Superman. He is supposed to be the symbol of hope around the world. And I like the idea that they pushed with this Superman and Batman vs. Superman. We have this Superman that is questioning whether or not he is right, whether or not he is good. Like he says in the movie, Superman doesn't exist. He's just a farmer's dream from Kansas. And that was Superman at his lowest point. That was, so far, that was Superman saying, basically being a Batman, is he just fighting for the dreams of a different person? But of course, towards the end of the movie, he realized that the world is his to save. He has to stand up because, no offense to Batman, I love Batman, but even though his whole catchphrase is, I'm Batman and I can do whatever the heck I want, he's just a normal, everyday guy, and when it comes down to it, unless he has a plan, he's not going to be able to save the world like Superman can. And that's the point of Superman. He is supposed to be the MacGuffin every now and again. He is supposed to save the day when no one else can. That's why I'm still upset we're not going to get the continuation of the Zack Snyderverse so we could see, like how it's been called before, Mad Max Batman trying to save the day from evil Superman, which would be amazing. Now, that's out of the way. Let's get to the other big problem in the movie that I don't think is a big problem, but a lot of people do think it's a big problem. Which is Ben Affleck, Batman, kills people. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of trouble for saying this, but I think it brings an interesting dynamic to his character. I know a lot of people don't like when Batman kills or when he even hurts people beyond a belief. Even in the other episode, I did say if Batman has the don't kill rule, he should stick to it 100% and not find these tiny loopholes in order to fit his reality. But if you were to notice, Ben Affleck Batman doesn't ever really say that. He is just looking for justice, and I'm gonna say it the Punisher way. He doesn't care about who he has to hurt to save people as long as he saves people. And that's his line of thinking. He does everything he say he's going to do. There's no loophole where he says, doesn't mean I have to kill you, I just don't have to save you. This Batman says, no, I will kill you and I will sentence you to death if that means bringing justice to Gotham. And he does everything he's supposed to. And this Batman, even in Batman terms, is a really old Batman. In the Batman vs. Superman movie, it says that this is a weathered and torn Batman. He's been fighting crime for 20 plus years. He already lost Jason Todd. that means he's already had a Dick Grayson Robin. And I feel like that makes his character interesting. That makes his choice, whenever he made it, to not care about the criminals of Gotham anymore. Now, why the Joker is still alive in the universe, I have no idea. Maybe that's when he killed Jason Todd. Batman threw him in jail, and he was like, I can't kill, but later on he was like, no, if I let this keep happening, then nothing is ever going to get solved. And that's what I think about that. He says what he's going to do. He's going to protect Gotham with justice no matter what the price is. And for him, that means just killing criminals. And even though in the TV show Peacemaker they make fun of the fact that Batman doesn't kill people, I don't think they're talking about Ben Affleck Batman. I know he's the Batman in that universe, but Batman kills people. We all know he kills people in the Batman verse, in the Batfleck verse. I think that's sort of just a remark on Batman's don't killing rule in general. Because in reality, all of his villains that done what they've did would be dead by now. Someone or something would have killed them. Sorry about that. Taking a drink of water. Now, with all those out of the way, now I could start saying why I like the movie, and I'll probably go back and forth on to the hate it gets. I don't think it's that bad. I just feel there's a lot of Batman fanboys that don't like it when Batman doesn't follow his stereotypical Batman route of I am only good, I am smarter than everyone, I am better than everyone. Because in this movie, he's outsmarted by Lex Luthor into believing everything he wants him to. He's blinded by vengeance. He's blinded by justice, which makes a really good Batman. Unlike the Edward, I'm going to call him Edward, Batman, where he's just dumb. There's no vengeance. There's no, I am Batman, I am vengeance. Even though he says that in the movie, it doesn't really show him taking vengeance on anyone. There's no reason why he's doing this other than they made him. But in this movie, it shows why he has drive. It shows why he's doing everything he's doing in the little time he has. Even in the extended version, which is like a 3+ hour movie. Not as long as the Justice League Zack Snyder cut movie, which is a really long movie. But that's why I feel like it gets a lot of hate, at least from the Batman fandom, is that Batman broke his code in their eyes and they automatically hate him because no one likes a Batman that doesn't follow his code. But I feel like this gives an interesting arc that I feel like if they expanded more on, we could see him change back into the Batman that we know and love. The Batman that doesn't kill, the Batman that doesn't do stuff like that anymore because he has a code to stand by. It's just this Batman is broken. He's beat, he is bruised. Not only is he probably broken physically, he's broken emotionally and mentally. He's a 20+ year experienced Batman. He's probably seen the Rogues Gallery by now, fought all of them, but got his bat broken by Bane, the whole 9 yards. So this is a Batman that is old and tired, but is still willing to fight for what's right. And I feel like if we got, instead of the Batman with Edward, we got another Ben Affleck Batman movie where we see him come to terms with the fact that he can't be killer Batman. He has to go back to being Batman with a code in order to actually purely save Gotham. To be justice in all the right morally ways. And that would have been really, really cool, but we're probably never going to see it. Now to Superman. Superman character his arc is amazing in this movie. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but he goes from, can I really save everyone, or am I just interfering with the human race? And of course, there was a lot of people in the movie that praised Superman for saving everyone, but a lot of people that said, what right does he have to save people? Which is such a dumb argument. In my opinion, if you tell someone, don't save that person because we haven't talked about it yet, and they die, it's your fault. Like, they're literally they're telling Superman, who does have the ability to save people and stop things, don't do it. But he's not like Injustice Superman, where he's stopping every single thing, every negative plot. He's like one of the characters in the background says about Superman, he's just a normal everyday guy that's trying to do the right thing. And that's what Superman's supposed to be doing. That's why at the end of the movie and a little bit into Justice League, he comes to that conclusion that he has to do the right thing by his dad. And no one can ask more of Superman. So that's why I was always confused about that plot point, even though I understand what they're trying to say. They're trying to say, with great power comes great responsibility, like Spider-Man's mantra. But that's what he's doing. He's trying to save the world as much as he can without controlling every single little thing. And in the movie, they're mad about the fact that he goes and interferes. Of course, what makes me angry, and another reason that I don't say I don't like the movie, but I don't like the Lois Lane character in the movie, is that she puts herself in these situations that you see in the first 5 minutes of the movie that gets Jimmy Olsen killed. And don't get me started on that. The fact that they killed Jimmy Olsen in the first 5 minutes infuriates me beyond belief. And I wish they just made him a no-name reporter. But no, they made him Jimmy Olsen, a notable Superman character that in the Snyderverse just doesn't exist anymore because, I don't know, they're trying to prove a point or something. But anyways, to not go on a rant about how I feel about Jimmy Olsen getting killed, which is not very good indeed. I wish they didn't do it. Lois Lane, in all the Superman movies for the Snyderverse so far, she puts herself in these situations where if she wasn't Superman's wife or girlfriend, I forget if they proposed or not, but I'm going to say if she wasn't Superman's girlfriend, she wouldn't survive. And I don't know why no one else called her out on it, or why even Superman didn't call her out on that. Without him, she would be dead. The only reason why she's going on all these risky missions is she knows that Superman is literally not even a second away from saving her. And that happens multiple times in the movie. Is that he puts life and limb on risk of other people and himself to save her. And that's what starts this drama about, is it okay for Superman to save people? It's because she puts herself in a situation where an enemy of Superman can kill other people, make Superman look bad. But at least she's safe. Oh, thank God. So, that's annoying. And that's why I don't like her character in the Snyderverse. I know Flash from the future says, she's the key. She's the key. But, oh my gosh. I know she's supposed to be the humanity of Superman and bring him back from the edge. That's her character. But oh my gosh, stop putting yourself in situations for you to die. Know and realize that without you, Superman's gonna go off a cliff. And what are you gonna do about it? Nothing, because you're dead. So, getting that out of the way. Time for Lex Luthor. Which is a major problem in this movie. Lex Luthor in this movie is played really poorly. I'm sorry, but this Mark Wahlberg style Lex Luthor doesn't work. I'm sorry. Even in the end credits scene with him being trying to do the Justice League of Doom and everything, it doesn't work. Like, he is such a wimp in this movie. Like, he complains, he bounces around, he jokes. I mean, I don't have a problem with him joking. Everyone jokes in the movie. Batman jokes in this movie. Superman jokes in this movie. But why is Lex Luthor being this weirdo? The most amazing Luthor we had was in the cartoon, where he was slick, he was handsome, he was everything Lex Luthor needed to be in order to be a power figure against Superman. But in this movie, he's just some weirdo with a lot of money that doesn't like Superman. And it doesn't really give a reason. I know he's scared of Superman because he's seen the destruction caused, like we see Ben Affleck's Batman do in the beginning of the movie. That's why he hates Superman for, is he lost friends. He lost a lot of friends when Superman fought Zod. But for Lex Luthor, we don't see that. We don't see that at all. He just constantly complains about his dad and how Superman wasn't there to save him as a little kid. But Superman wasn't even around when he's a little kid, so I don't know his character drive, I don't know anything other than the fact that they wanted Lex Luthor to be the bad guy and they made him a loser. And that's my problem with this Lex Luthor. I feel like he should have been played by any other actor that looked nice, that talked nice, that wasn't jumpy, that wasn't twitchy. He should have been played by this slick, well-dressed man that not only sounds like he's one step ahead of everyone, but looks like he's one step ahead of everyone. Now I will take a drink of water. And that's my other big plot point that I hate about this movie. Is that what in their right mind decided to take a cool bad guy and make him a loser? Other than the fact that I feel like a lot of these movies really hate billionaires if they aren't Batman. Except for the Batman movie, they just hate Batman. But anyways, this Lex Luthor is supposed to be trying to save the human race, even though it's not always on the side of good. He's trying to help everyone because he wants humanity to succeed in the world. Even if it is under his watch, he's trying to help people. Which is another debate on its own. But in this, they don't give him a reason really at all other than Superman bad. Which was enough reason for Batman, but like I said, Batman lost people. Lex Luthor, we have no idea why he's doing this. And that's what I don't like about his character. There's no actual motivation. The funny thing is, in this movie, or at least in the director's cut, we get the introduction to so many characters that really don't do anything. Like that weird Russian guy the whole movie that no one really knows. That's supposed to be KG Beast. If you guys don't know who that is, KGB is supposed to be this guy that constantly threatens Batman, and Batman literally tries to kill him on multiple occasions but never succeeds because of his no killing rule. So other than that, we get freaking a cameo by Aquaman, the Flash, Cyborg, the whole 9 yards. And we get all these characters, but nothing happens with them because, well, the studio doesn't want a continuation of the Snyderverse. Now we get to the other main push of this movie. Not the major push, but another character in this movie, which is Wonder Woman. She's there. She helps fight at the end. That's really it. There's nothing interesting about her character in this movie whatsoever. I've always been bored of her characters. The first Wonder Woman was really good. The second Wonder Woman, eh. But in this movie, she's just literally there. I mean, how it should have ended made fun of the fact that she just got an email and showed up. But anyways, we get to the Alfred of this movie, and the Alfred of this movie, I feel like, does a good job. Not as much. He's not the best Alfred, but it's played by Jeremy Irons, and he plays a good Alfred. A really good Alfred. He helps Bruce. We don't get to see too much of him because he's just there, but we see his lack of faith in Bruce, that he's slowly losing hope. But we never see the continuation of that. And that's my other big problem with this movie. It isn't what anything Zack Snyder did, is the fact that we're probably never going to see the continuation of this movie series, the Snyderverse as people dubbed it, ever. It's just on the cutting room floor. And I know a lot of people look at this movie and feel like somehow gremlins infested it and made it bad, but it's not a bad movie. There's so much good in it. There's so many good not plot points, but there's so many good things for the future that if they continued on, would have been great. We had a Batman for Ben Affleck, and like I said in the previous episode, he's my favorite Batman. So I am a little biased about this movie. I could see why a lot of people don't like it is because of killing Batman, of unhappy Superman, of of Lex Luthor, a Wonder Woman that's just there, and Alfred that's just there, and all the other characters are just there. But there were seeds of hope and goodness in this movie. The cinematography was good. The acting was amazing. All the stunts were good. Even the CGI, even though it was rough, it was really good. Yes, Doomsday is really ugly in this movie. And Zack Snyder even said that this wasn't the real Doomsday. This was just Lex Luthor trying to make a Doomsday. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's whatever. But there were so many seeds of hope for this franchise placed in this movie and expanded on in the Snyder Cut that we get to see these people becoming more than what they are, making the sacrifice that they have to make. And we're never going to see it come to fruition. So I feel like the reason this movie gets a lot of more hate is that the fact it will never be expanded upon. Is the fact that we'll never get to see this verse again, besides the few movies that are coming out. And I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they will bring back Superman. Maybe they will bring back Ben Affleck. But judging by contracts and the media, probably not. And with Warner Brothers already signing up to do 20 different movies with Edward Batman, it looks like the Snyderverse is dead. I hate to say that, but it does look like that. It does look like the Snyderverse died when the Batman came out, because there's already so many reboots planned and so many ways to get out of this that we just don't know what's going to happen. And that's the most upsetting thing of all, is that we don't know what could have been. We have ideas, we have hopes, we have theories, but we'll never actually know. And they got rid of so many good actors, so many good people, that just like the Tremors franchise, that they killed it. I don't know why. His movies raked in so much money, but I feel like they had a personal vendetta against him because he made a better movie than what the studio could have made. And they didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that this director knew better than them. So they got rid of him. And whatever Zack Snyder does this, if he happens to hear this, I hope he knows that the entire fan base, or at least my side of the fan base, is rooting for him. They want to see the continuation of the Snyderverse. They want to see more of your ideas, more of your thoughts, to finish what you started, to give an end to your story. There's much more waiting in the darkness for us, for the Batman franchise, but if we have hope, we will be able to see everything we'll need to see, the continuation of the Snyderverse. And that's how I really feel about Batman versus Superman. Don't believe me? Interact with this podcast. Tell me what reasons you don't like it. Tell me other reasons you might like it that I did not mention. I left hints in here to what movie I'm going to do either later today or sometime tomorrow. So, if you find that, comment your idea of what my next podcast might be. But if you don't know, I'll see you in the next podcast. This is Nerds Entertain, signing out.